Hi, I'm Jenny Seifert, and today we're talking about backcasting. Backcasting is an exercise where you envision a desirable future and try to determine what it's going to take to get there. For the FEWscapes project, we organized a backcasting exercise with a bunch of agriculture and natural resources professionals to develop scenarios for the future of food, energy, water, and ecosystem security in the Upper Mississippi River Basin. In this video, I asked a few of those people about the experience. As you know, our exercise was to think about what it's going to take to achieve some significant goals for food, energy, water, and ecosystem security simultaneously by 2050, so nearly 3 decades from now. What was it like for you to think about that?
In a way, it was refreshing to think beyond the confines of what we currently see as barriers, right? May they be policy or behavioral or even cultural, and to think about particularly using that long view of what would be the building blocks to get us to, overcoming some of these barriers right now.
I think it wasn't that hard to think about what I would like to see, but I think in reflecting on it now, I've realized there's so much to do to get to that point.
There are so many unknowns, especially when looking toward the future. There are so many different ways that things could go. There's so many scenarios that are possible.
I mean, it's good to look ahead and be forward thinking and identify obstacles and different things that maybe we wouldn't think about day to day, but also a little scary because a lot of uncertainties between now and then.
It was very challenging to think about because you start to recognize the fact that there are many layers to achieving some of these significant goals.
I like the way the exercise worked, because if you can capture the shared vision with multiple stakeholders and then use backcasting as a way to build for how you would achieve this shared vision, sometimes that is different than what would have occurred if you forecasted.
Honestly, it was really satisfying to put to words what certainly I and many of us have already been thinking about. So to sit together specifically to articulate what we see for 2050, what we want to see, and what we're all working towards was, I thought, a very useful exercise.
What did you learn from the backcasting exercise?
I feel like logically you don't think that way. So I think going all the way forward to realize how you get to that point is I think I reached out to you about it because I want to think about it for some of UMRBA's other work, such as we really go back and forth a lot about desired future conditions for the basin.
I think the big thing I learned is we have a lot of different perspectives.
I learned the different perspectives and how we view our futures.
We need to have more perspectives to add nuance, to add perspectives that we ourselves might not think of.
It's a good example of how you can mesh different sets of goals or sort of topic areas together.
There's so many different pieces to solving the issue that if we don't sort of take a step back and look at it holistically with all the pieces coming together for the whole, then we're not going to be successful.
From my perspective, it's those conversations that maybe will lead to us really grabbing onto some good ideas.